Good day, Helldivers. This is Deadpool, proud owner of the SES, father of family values. In today's video, we're going over a build that, in my opinion, will be a solid choice against the Automaton faction after a much needed buff to a certain special weapon. That special weapon, of course, is the FAF Tech 1-4 Spear.
Armor.
For armor, we're going to run the medium armor with the scout trait. Now, you can of course run light armor, however I highly recommend medium for the higher chance of survival in case you do engage in a firefight. The armor is called the SA Tech 04 Combat Technician. It can be found on page 8 of the base game Warbond. So what does that scout trait do? Scout is going to give you the ability to place markers on the map to ping enemies every 2 seconds. Additionally, it's going to give you a reduced detection radius by 30%. This armor, in combination with the weapons and stratagems we take, will make more sense when we go over how to play this build.
Weapons.
For our primary, we're going to grab the Artec 63 Diligence Counter Sniper. This weapon is a godsend when dealing with the heaviest of toasters, the Devastator's enemy type, particularly at range, allowing players to one-shot headshot Devastators and remove their limbs. Ergonomics are also solid, allowing you to move your weapon and take out light armored toasters rather quickly. This weapon is also medium armor penetrating.
Nice.
And has 3 scope ranges. The only struggle is taking on Striders at range. For the secondary, we're grabbing the P-Tech 113 Verdict. This weapon is extremely fun to use as it will fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. It now puts 125 damage per shot, allowing you to deal some serious damage to your bigger enemies. For the grenade slot, we're taking the G-Tech 2-3 Stun Grenade for locking our bigger enemies in place. Note that the Verdict is only available with the Polar Patriots Warbond unlocked, and the G-Tech 2-3 Stun Grenade is only available with the Cutting Edge Warbond unlocked.
Stratagems.
For our special weapon slot, we're taking the edgiest of launchers, the FAF Tech 1-4 Spear. Now this special weapon was just updated in the most recent patch, making its locking mechanism more consistent with taking out objectives and enemies. In the orbital section, we're taking the 380mm high explosive barrage. This orbital is amazing when taking out objectives. You can pretty much throw this in the direction of enemies you want, Control Alt deleted, and continue on in a different direction. Quick tip: when you get overwhelmed by enemies, you can typically drop the 380 directly on top of you and be safe from the barrage explosion.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works. Every time.
Typically. Additionally, in the orbital section, we're going to empty the biggest of bladders.
I gotta pee.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
Now, the orbital laser will be another tool in your tool shed to take out large objectives. Last on our list is a flex slot. I'd say if you want more stealth gameplay, try the Eagle Smoke Strike. If you want more objective destruction, take the Eagle Airstrike. If you want more ad clear, the Orbital Gatling Barrage just got an amazing buff to its damage to bigger targets, so that would be another choice I would look at. Okay, so real quick before we move on, let's talk about ship modules that aren't essential to the build, but could also help elevate it. Superior Packing Mythology will give us the ability to refill our spear, as you only have 4 shots.
I want more.
Atmospheric Monitoring will help reduce the 380 barrage. This could be seen as a disadvantage, but I still have a good success rate when taking out heavy outposts. Lastly, the XXL Weapons Bay will drop an additional bomb for your airstrikes if you decide to choose an Eagle as your flex slot.
How to play.
Right, so the main objective of this build is to destroy targets without compromising your position. Your map will be your best friend, as with Scout, you will be planning your movement to the next area of interest on your map. The Orbital 380 and Laser will destroy most of your targets, and your Spear will take out your remaining bot fabricators, or if needed, gunship patrols, hulks, turrets, or factory striders. Side note, the Spear will not hit a Hulk in a close proximity. If it is locked on and it is close by, the rocket will more than likely whiff and go over the Hulk's head. The Counter Sniper will be your eyes when judging if you can traverse an area without being seen. Be on the lookout for detector towers or bunkers overlooking areas outside outposts. Remember to take out bots maining turrets with a well-placed headshot if needed, and remember that the weapon is medium armor penetrating, so will have the ability to damage medium armor weak points, such as the undercarriage of the Strider or limbs to Devastators. The Verdict will be your trustworthy sidearm when cycling through your smaller targets, such as your Commissar. This is going to be the small toaster with the one sword and handgun, or just put out the respectable amount of damage that it can do to enemies such as your Berserkers. Your stun grenades are your get out of jail free card. You can use these to stun enemies and break line of sights, allowing you to continue being stealthy. More than likely, you will also use these to stun hulks in order to get around them and blow out their grills on their back. So quick recap on how to play this: use your map often, ping the map to see the location of enemies, use your sniper to visually see if traversing an area is safe, and use your 380 or laser to clear out objectives. And that is it for the build, guys. It works great solo or in a group setting. Let me know in the comments what builds and factions you're enjoying the Spear with the most. Remember to like the video for Democracy and Super Earth, and consider subscribing for more Helldivers 2 content. If you want to catch me live and join me in games, you can find me at ttv/dadpoolgames Wednesday through Friday around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to let some clips play of the Destroy Command bunkers in the background. Thanks again, guys, and take care, everybody.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.